So I'm going to do a makeup tutorial. This is the look I'm going to recreate, and it's a dark smoky green eye. My camera's washing me out quite a bit. There's quite a few tones in here, some mossy greens, some dark shadows, and I've just teamed this with quite natural foundation, a light coverage, a bit of blush and bronze, and some glossy lips. Hope you enjoy! I've tied my fringe back, and I'm now going to show you my concealer and base. I use MAC Select Cover Up in colour NW25, and just a cheap concealer brush that I got in a set. So I just gently dab this over blemishes, red patches. The shade is a bit dark for my skin because I actually bought my MAC foundation and this concealer when I had a bit of a tan and haven't been able to afford another one since. I just pop it around my nose as well because a bit of discoloration there, and then under my eyes I do a couple of spots, and then I just gently touch that in because you don't want to damage the skin under your eyes. Now my concealer's done, and it doesn't matter if it's not perfect because I've put in the foundation over it, and then if there's any blemishes still showing through, I'll just touch it up after. If I was going for more heavy coverage, I'd use my MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and that's also in NW25. Because I'm going for greens and sort of earthy colours, I want a more natural coverage. I don't want it to look too caked on. So for everyday wear foundation, I use Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid, and I have that in Nude. I want to keep this video quite short, so I've already applied my foundation using my Eco Tools foundation brush, and this really needs a wash because it's getting a bit stiff. So I applied that. I just put a couple of blobs on this. I dot them around my face first, and then I brush out gently from the centre. And make sure you go all around the edges of your face because this bit can often be forgotten. Go down onto your neck to avoid any tide lines along here, and really blend it into your neck. And then touch up any extra concealer if there's any blemishes or spots showing through. I'm also using a Benefit It Stick to brighten up my under eye area. So I just generously apply this and blend out with my finger. I've also applied it to my other eye, and I'm going to pop a bit just through my brow bone and blend that in, and also a little bit down the bridge of my nose, and if you also wanted for a more dewy complexion, just at the top of your cheekbone where the light's going to hit, and this just sort of brightens up the skin tone. And I'm putting that underneath my powder, so it's not going to be a dramatic look. This is the first time I'm using my pressed powder by Rimmel, the Stay Matte powder, and I only bought this yesterday, so I have no idea if it's going to be any good. I'm just going to apply this with just a general powder brush. My pressed powder's finished, and I'm actually really pleased with how the powder turned out. It's given me a really nice matte finish because I've got quite oily skin and I use a liquid foundation, so I need something to counteract any shine that I may get during the day. Yeah, so far it feels a really nice finish. That was only £3.99, so that's a complete bargain. I'll let you know how long it lasts. It says up to 5 hours on the back, but I'm sure they're over exaggerating because a lot of makeup tends to do. So to finish my skin, I've just got some bronzing powder. This is left over from summer. I don't use a lot of bronzing powder in the winter, but now it's getting into spring. It's time to bring it back out. And this isn't going to be a bronze look, so I'm only using this just to brighten up my cheeks. My camera's still washing me out, so I don't know if you can see the bronze, but I've just popped that on my cheekbones. And I've got quite a girly pink blush to go with this. So you probably can't see, but I've put the blush on quite strong. I just blend the edges away so it's not as harsh. Now onto the eyes. Okay, so this is the look I'm going to recreate on this eye. It's quite heavy and it is quite a dark look. I've done my eye makeup and I've run some powder through my brow. which looks really hideously black on camera, but actually okay in my mirror. So I'll get on now and show you how I applied the eye makeup. For the base, I covered my whole eye in this bright green in this Gosh palette here. I don't actually know the shade name of that colour because the back of my palette has rubbed off, but that's from Superdrug. And this green seems really bright, but once it's on, it's actually quite muted, and we're going to be layering up the colour. I'm bringing this right up to the brow bone, and it seems really dramatic at the moment, but we're just going to blend some of that colour away. This is a blending brush that I got yesterday, and I'm just going to tone down the green that we've got on this eye. It's a little bit more muted now, and I'm going to go for my second colour. So again, I take my eyeshadow brush, and this shade here. It's really loose powder, so you've really got to tap off any excess or you'll end up with a whole green face. My laptop's actually green now. I'm just layering this on top, and it's just adding a sort of depth to the lighter green I put on. This is more of a moss green. My laptop doesn't really show the colour very well, but I'd just advise, if you've used a really bright green, putting a sort of mossy colour just in the sort of middle to outer corner will make it more natural. I'm using my Golden Moss Gosh eyeliner pencil that I got yesterday. This doesn't have to be too neat because I'm going to blend this out as another colour. I'm also putting this just on my lower lash line, not my waterline, just underneath my eye. So with my blending brush again, I'm just going to sort of blend the darker green pencil, which has a sort of shimmery texture as well. It's quite nice to add some shimmer to this. And I'm blending the corner up, I don't know if you can see, towards my brow. So there's a sort of flick. Now I'm taking my MAC Twists of Tartan eyeshadow palette, which I was very lucky to get for Christmas. This cute set comes with 6 colours, 3 of which I'm going to be using. These nice shades here, and this golden colour, rolled gold, and that's what gives this eye here this sort of goldeny, mossy texture, taking away some of the matte green that's here. This set comes with a handy applicator brush, so I'm just going to get the gold shade. And as I'm layering that, you can just sort of see the texture building up. I'm now going to add a bit of this light green, just sort of near my tear duct, just to brighten it up, and then I'm going to pop this darker green right on the crease, and I'll just show you that now. And blend that shadow there so it's not too dark. You could put some black pencil with this look on the waterline, but I think it's dark enough already, so I'm just going to skip black eyeliner and go straight to mascara. And I'm using the Rimmel Sexy Curves mascara. And if you just shake the mascara whilst you put it on, sort of wiggle it around your lashes, it really breaks them up and gives it volume. Don't forget the bottom corner and these inner lashes here. And then look down and just gently do the bottom line of lashes. And that's the eyes done. I'm just going to even up my brow with a bit of this shade here, which looks really dark, but as long as you tap it off, it's okay. And now that brow's done too. For this, I don't think any lip colour is really needed because it's so strong it would sort of look a bit too much if you had a bright colour. So I'm going to go for a lip gloss. And I've got Avon Pump Pout, and that's in Natural Peck. And I don't need much of this because it's quite a shimmery lip gloss. I would just put a little bit extra in the centre of my bottom lip and near my cupid's bow. And if that does look a bit too bright, I just sort of blend it until it tones down a bit. So that was my tutorial for a smoky green-eyed look. I've done natural skin and natural lips, and then just toned this with quite heavy dark green eyes. There's a few shades in here, a bright green sort of highlighting it, darker green on the crease, and a sort of mossy green in the centre of the lid. Thank you for watching. Bye!